All right, good morning YouTube. Today I'm gonna go over current breakfast. Video says 8 weeks out. I'm just under 8 weeks out. It's Tuesday, so really I'm like just over 7.5 weeks out. So I just finished up my fasted cardio. Right now I'm doing 40 minutes of fasted cardio 6 times a week and 60 minutes of intentional walking on top of that. So whether it's I just go flat on the treadmill with a speed of like 2.9 or 3 and just walk, or I go for a walk outside. Really just depends on the weather because it's Arizona and it's generally hot. But this is the breakfast setup right now. This is what's all needed. So in here, I have a little bit left of my pre-cardio drink. Didn't finish it before I left, so I have a couple sips left through it in the fridge. 20 grams of glutamine, half teaspoon of IP6, 4 ounces of aloe vera juice. I took some yohimbine, 5 grams, had a shot of espresso. So once that heart rate's cranking, I keep it between 120 and 130. On the incline treadmill, 6.5 incline generally. I have to get started to get the heart rate up there. I'll go to like a 3.9 or 4 speed at first, and then I end up cruising like a 3.5 or 3.6 speed right now. But it'll probably go up as we continue to get leaner and stamina gets better. But bringing down the breakfast here. So protein sources, organic egg whites. This is from Whole Foods. I was against Whole Foods for a long time, and I went there recently. And if you're buying egg whites, produce, like blueberries, the spinach is from there. These whole eggs are from Costco. But I even started buying the chicken there because I was tired of the rubbery chicken. I buy my steaks at Whole Foods. I buy my fish. It's comparable pricing to Costco. Long list of like why I'm like, okay, I can get behind Whole Foods now. So 350 grams of egg whites. I have a non-stick pan heating up behind me. I like to get it nice and hot. And so, best way to measure egg whites. You take a cup, yes I did rinse it out. Put it on the scale and you pour your egg whites into the cup rather than pouring in the pan, putting the carton back on, pouring back in the pan. I see people do it that way. Just get a cup and you switch it to grams. Like I said, so 350 grams of egg whites for me this morning. Hefty amount of egg whites. Started working with Tommy Styles. High protein, which keeps me a little more satiated. So I don't mind it at all. Woo, 350, there she is. All right, I'm gonna take you over here real quick just to kind of show you how this goes down. All right. So I bought this pan fresh. In prep, I try to buy a non-stick pan fresh so that I don't really have to use spray. So when I heat up my cod or my chicken or my steak, veggies, whatever, I just generally don't use spray. Egg whites and the eggs is the one time I'll use spray, but this is how much I'll use. That's it. That's all you need. Tiny splash. Pour my egg whites in there. Seasonings vary. Just kind of depends on what I'm feeling. Right now, I know this is weird. I just cook with spices. So this is rosemary. I don't cook with any salt on any of my meats, egg whites, vegetables, nothing. I add all my salt in after the fact. So we can track sodium as accurately as possible. And then I use pretty much the same sauces every day and the same amount every day. So sodium stays consistent. We track water, we're staying as consistent as possible. So a little bit of rosemary. This is a chipotle powder, it's very strong. So I just use a tiny bit there. And this is what it looks like. All right, rosemary and chipotle powder. So I'll kind of slowly move it around in the pan. 350 grams of egg whites is a lot. So it's a very hefty omelet, which is pretty much what I'm going for. So I'll kind of swirl it around, try to get some of the sides to cook a little bit more. Let it hang here. And then we have, vegetable wise, a handful of organic spinach that I just take. Yes, it's already washed. I just take the same size handful every day. I mean, calories are pretty much negligible. So I throw that in there on top of it. And so when we flip it and fold it, there's some spinach there in the middle. All right, While that's cooking, I'll put the spinach over there. Egg whites out of the way. And by the way, 350 grams of egg whites is pretty much this whole carton. This was fresh, and there's a tiny bit. So, next up, cream of rice. Today's a training day, so I get 60 grams. On rest days, it's only 40. Egg whites stay the same, spinach stays the same, salt, everything. Carbs just change and fats change a little bit, but breakfast-wise. So this is the peanut butter cookie by Bowl of Gaines flavored cream of rice. So like I said, training day, so 60 grams here. And when I first started making cream rice, I would weigh out the water, because I found the consistency I liked. Different brands, different amounts of water, like whether I'm using Pride Foods, Elevate, or Bowl of Gaines, or the orange box, it differs. I know it seems like I'm putting in a lot. I'm just going really slowly. Okay, 60 grams. But now I've been doing it for so long, I know where that water needs to be. We'll go fill this up, and then the egg whites almost ready to swap or to flip here. So first run on the cream of rice is a minute and a half, and then I stir it, and then I do pretty much every 30 seconds. I'll just do 30 seconds until I get the consistency I want. All right, so let's show you here again. So this is where we're at now. It's pretty sturdy, and all I'm gonna do is just fold it over like that, and then I can turn down the heat a little bit, and I do like to press it again, get some of that inside just moving around a little bit, because I will flip it again, so this will cook on top. That's what we got right now. Leave this for like 2-3 minutes. We'll flip it another 2-3 minutes, and then the egg whites are done. So let the cream of rice go, and for the rest of the breakfast, we do 2 whole eggs. I don't scramble with the egg whites because right now, very low fat. I think training days I'm at like 35 grams of fat. Rest days I might be at like 40, maybe 43, something like that. So I like to taste the fat. So once those egg whites are done, I'll do the same thing. Quick spray as fast as I can. Cook these 2 whole eggs like over easy, over medium, and I'll throw them next to or on top of the omelet, depends what I'm feeling. Also, blueberries, organic blueberries. Training days, I get 100 grams. Rest days, I get 70. So add that in there. My toppings, sauces that I use for the egg whites and eggs, Cholula. Do about a teaspoon and a half of that. And then no sugar added ketchup, which I actually weigh out to make sure I'm only doing 16 grams, which is the serving size, to keep that at 10 calories max. Supplement-wise, super enzymes. I take digestive enzymes before every meal except my shake. So I'll take one of these out. I take it right before the meal. And then Losartan, which is a blood pressure medication, just 25 milligrams right now. And then all my health supplements. So this is kidney. I'm not gonna remember everything that's in here. NAC. There might be fish oils, turmeric. There's multivitamin. We have, man, I don't even remember what half of this stuff is. I'd have to look and let you know. One's a complete health support, like blood sugar, heart health. I have Tudka in there for the liver. That's really all I can remember. But it's time to flip these egg whites back over on the other side. Perfecto. Like I said, we'll leave that for another minute or 2 and then they'll be good to go. First round of cream of rice is done. So it gets a little bit chunky. And I think the best way to break it up is either with a whisk or you just take the back end of your spoon so it doesn't get stuck. And you just kind of go like this. Try to move through some of those clumps. That's not bad. Put this in for another 30 seconds. Alright. Finished product of the egg whites. Not too shabby. And I will say, when you're on lower calories, fasted cardio, I mean, egg whites taste delightful right now, I'm not gonna lie to you. So here's that bad boy. A little egg white spinach, quote unquote, omelet. And then we'll put the pan back on. Again, we'll do a quick spray as fast as humanly possible. We'll throw these 2 eggs on the pan. Right. Uno, dos. Looks like our cream of rice is done, and it is done, as in ready for blueberries and some cinnamon. Cinnamon for flavor, for taste, but also it's good for your blood sugar. So we'll add in a little bit of cinnamon on top. We'll mix this up. And this is about the consistency I go for. It's a little bit thicker than some people may like. But this is pretty darn good in my book. So, like I said, we have 100 grams of blueberries on training day. Today I have posterior. So I start off with some calves, working with some hamstrings, 2 sets of seated leg curls, and I'll do like an all-out heavy set of Smith Machine heel elevated RDLs, and then I'll go and hit some back. I think today I have some cable pullovers. I think I have some T-bar row and some hammer strength overhand rows as well, and then dumbbell shrugs. And that'll be the posterior day. Right now, coach has me training with 1 rep in reserve. That was just started this week. It's Tuesday, so yesterday was the first day. It's something I've never done, but right now fatigue's very high, inflammation's high, so we're just trying to see that maybe by backing off the intensity of the training, no intensifiers, no drop sets, no rest pause, no partials, no assisted reps, we can drop some of the inflammation and drop some more weight, because it's been stubborn really like the past week. Haven't really been able to break that 224 barrier. Been hanging right around 225.5 to 224.5. Can't get out of it. So on the whole eggs, I do a little bit of black pepper, and then I'm going to do a little bit of this organic no salt seasoning from Costco. Pretty much just like a Miss Dash. You ever had that? And flip those. And like I said, digestive enzyme right before every meal. Eggs are pretty much done, so we will pick that bad boy. So I'm tracking water. I usually do about 600 milliliters water. Fits in this thing pretty darn well. 1,000 is a liter, so that's how I kind of track it. And I also have bottled water, liters ready to go. And then, so the last thing here is our pink salt. So a 1/4 teaspoon of pink salt with every meal except the shake. This is a 1/8 teaspoon, so I will do it like that. And then I'll do one more for the whole eggs. I'll get a little bit of Cholula here. So right now, I have check-ins tomorrow. We're waiting on blood work to see where the thyroid's at before we make any cardio adjustments or food adjustments. But right now I'm sitting at about 2,650 calories on training days and like 2,150 on rest days. The macro breakdown on that I think is around like 300 grams of protein on both days. Carbs is more like 250 on training, more like 120, 125 on rest days, I want to say. And then fats, like I said, real low. Training days, I think we're under 35 grams of fat right now, excuse me. And rest days might be like another 5 or 7. So you got your eggs, over easy, maybe more like over medium. That works for me. We'll throw our other 1/4 teaspoon of salt on these eggs and on the egg whites. And and then we will measure out our ketchup. And then the last thing, I'll generally do a coffee at some point, either with breakfast if I'm feeling dead. Today I actually don't feel too dead. My legs feel like someone took a sledgehammer to them, and it's day 3 soreness. Can't think. I don't even know what I was saying. 15 grams of ketchup though. Like I said, measure, stay consistent, use the same sauces, measure the same. That's 10 grams, and that's really all I need. I never actually use the full 15 anyway, so it's under 10 calories. But here's your final. Here we go. So we got your 2 whole eggs, 350 grams of egg whites with a handful of spinach, sugar-free ketchup, Cholula, 1/4 teaspoon of pink salt, 60 grams of cream of rice with 100 grams of blueberries. We got all our health supplements. We got our digestive enzymes. We got our water. This is what I was gonna say. I'll either make the coffee with breakfast if I'm tired, or after breakfast, in between the gym and work, I'll have another coffee. So I actually don't feel like I need this right now. I have a couple different options over here. And then we have all espresso mixes. And also I have these two. This is a Vietnamese churro coffee. I have a pour over setup I can use and make. And I also have just like a regular coffee maker right there. Yeah, look at all this hardware. We got creamies, juicers. This is the Nespresso, like mixed cold foam. Obviously don't really use that. We got the Nespresso there, air fryer, coffee maker, blender, second air fryer, toaster, 2 things. We got a big rice cooker. I also have a small rice cooker. But that does it. Yeah, so that is my breakfast. Just under 8 weeks out. I think, like I said, once we get blood work back, see where the thyroid's at, see where inflammation levels are at, we might change up the meal plan, the cardio, get to pushing. We have a long way to go. I'll post a check-in photo as the header on this video, so you can kind of see where we're at. A lot of work to be done, but it's not a problem. I love the work. I love the challenge and the opportunity to get better every day. So that wraps up this video. If you stayed the whole time, thanks for watching. And I wouldn't mind if you subscribed, because I'm gonna start trying to post a lot more of this content throughout the prep, especially as we get closer. I wanna try, even though I'm gonna be exhausted, I wanna try to pump out as much content as I can, really just to have on file, but also to look back on, and just kinda let people follow along if they want to. And all the way up to show day and hopefully beyond. So thank you very much.